Hi, welcome to Dave's Shop. I'm Dave. On today's episode, we're going to be making a CNC cut Christmas snowflake initial. We're going to be making it out of 1/8 inch hardboard. We're going to cut it on the CNC machine, and then we're going to coat it with 3 coats of white semi-gloss paint. Once that's done, we'll add a ribbon to it, and then it'll be all good to go for a Christmas present. Stay tuned and follow along. Thanks. Alright, well today we're going to make a Christmas star, and we're going to use this MDF. We're going to cut it to a size of 12 inches by 24 inches. We're going to use our cut board and our battery operated circular saw, and then we'll take it over to the CNC machine, put it on there, and I'll show you how we're going to cut it out. So let's get at it. Okay, so I'm going to measure off 12 and 1/16. 1/16 is to allow for cutting with the board. Okay, get that done. We need to just move this just ever so slightly a little further so we don't cut it. Okay, now we can get our board. Lock it down. Don't like putting my back to you guys, you people. There we go, got it all locked down. Put the headset on, ear protection, and safety glasses. There we go, just like that, easy peasy. Okay, so I forgot to mention we do need this cut down one more time to 12 by 12. It's just easier, it fits on the bed of the CNC machine a lot easier for cutting it up. So I'm going to use my mini sled. I already got the stop set to 12 inches. I've got the blade up just above the piece of MDF, and we'll get it lined up. We've got our hearing protection, safety glasses on. I'm going to turn on the air cleaner, and we'll get her cut. There we go. Now we got 2 pieces. Okay, so I kind of skipped off a bunch of stuff here. The setup, I put the board down, I've got it anchored, I've got my program up, and I've got my bit in there. I didn't know if you guys wanted to see that, but we're going to just go ahead, and if anybody wants to see how you do the actual setup, we can go through that later. And by the way, this is a Fox Alien 4040 machine. Had it for about a year or so now, and starting to get a better hang of it. So I'm going to open up my program. We'll get it all loaded up here. So I'm doing it in 3 parts. You could probably set it up to do it in 1, but as I still say, I'm a bit of a beginner at this still, so I prefer to do it in 3 parts. So we're going to cut out the initial, then we're going to put a hole in it to hang it, and then we'll cut the perimeter out. Okay, so I gotta get the vacuum turned on, and we'll go. we're back at the table here. We've got it completed. We just got to cut the tabs out in the back. Looks like it got through most of the spots. I'm just going to use the utility knife and cut through tabs where they are. Put them right on the end of the flake. That way they're easy to get at. You can put them anywhere you want really in the program, but I find it easy to do it this way. Sometimes you find that it doesn't cut all the way through. I guess that's just a way, if your board is not completely level. So I guess that's another thing that we should do. We haven't done it for a while. Is run a bit across the top and just give it a touch up and make sure everything's nice and flat and level to the Z-axis. Or you can go a little deeper if you want. Okay, so that's all 6 tabs cut. And see, it just pops out nice and easy. Get through there, but that's no big deal. We'll just clean that up. And in the hole. Yeah, you just got a sanding pad with some 320 here. Just give the top a little sanding, get some of the rough edges off. Also helps adhere the paint to it a little better. You can do some sanding machine too if you want. Belt sander, anything. Just clean it up a little bit more. A little harder using this big knife some days, but no worries. It all works. Make sure we're all clean. Another crank around the middle there. Looks pretty good. Let's give it one more quick sanding. There you go. So next step, we'll just clean up the tabs a little bit, and then we'll give it a coat of primer, some white paint, a couple of coats of that, maybe sand in between just to keep the fibers down a bit. This MDF likes to create little fibers standing up in the paint, and after a couple of coats of paint, she'll be dry, put on a ribbon, and off she goes to the next person. Obviously, someone with a J. One other thing I thought I'd add in here too, just to help clean it up a little bit. I buy these little emery boards, and just take it, go around each part of the snowflake, give it a good little sanding. That helps, again, to get rid of some of the fuzzies that are going to want to stick up when you paint it. Won't get rid of them all, but it gives you a head start, making sure that you've got as little as possible. It's a little cumbersome, time consuming, but I haven't found a quicker way yet. Anybody got any suggestions out there? Just leave a comment. Appreciate hearing it. Always looking for a way to try to improve and reduce my time at some of these types of chores that you have to do. I mean, it's all good at the end. It makes it look like it's a good finished product, which it is. And, you know, when they're for someone that you know, or whether you're selling them, it's always good to have it looking professional. Anyways, if you got tips, looking forward to hearing from them. Okay, so I got it all sanded up, cleaned up, ready to go. Got it on a little coat hanger here. I've got some Rust-Oleum 2x paint and primer. And it's just a little bit easier than doing the primer, than doing the painting. Takes a few coats though. This really wants to soak it up. So I can't do it in here. I'm going to run outside, give it a couple of coats, we'll hang it up, let it dry, and then I'll just repeat that process a couple of times. So I won't show you it all. It's spray painting, anybody can do it. And hopefully when we get back to it, I'll show you what is the completed product. Alright. Okay, well, we got the first coat on. See what I mean? It really wants to soak that in, so it's not going to look the brightest white yet, and some of the fuzzies are going to want to stick up, so we'll have to give it another once over with the emery board and maybe a quick sanding with sandpaper, and then we can give it a couple more coats. So I'm not sure how much more we'll get done today. Looks like rain out there soon, so we'll see. Well, good morning. It's the next day now. I finished it off with 3 coats and some sanding in between. So let's see how it looks today. Well, there you go. So I think just for final touches, we'll give it just one more cleanup around the edges. It looks pretty good to me. I don't think we need to do another coat of paint. The only other thing we need to do after this now is to cut a piece of ribbon, attach it to the top here, and it's ready to go to the customer. Okay, so here we are, last step. So paint's dry on our Snowflake. I actually had a secondary one already made. I've got 2 initials here. We need a ribbon that's 20 inches long, so I've got a mark on my table, 20 inches. I'm just gonna pull out my ribbon here. Give a little cut on the angle. We'll make 2 of those. And then we'll just thread it through the eye hole that we made. And make it even. And then we'll tie a good old reef knot. That way it'll lay flat and look good at the same time. Do the same one for the other one. There we go. 2 more done and ready to go for Christmas. Thanks for looking in. Hopefully next week we'll have another project for you, and we'll continue to do so as long as you're looking forward to it. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and notification, and we'll look forward to seeing you the next time. Thanks, everyone. Well, that concludes making our Christmas snowflake initial. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. We'll hope to see you next time. Bye now.